This is the easiest S-Class multi-tool in No Man's Sky, and it's even an alien pistol with a sweet layout. In a week this will be just a little harder, but no more than any other, but may as well get it right away. What makes this so easy is that anyone who has largely completed the current Beachhead expedition has access to the system where you can get it, and so you essentially just need to use a teleporter, then pick it up, job done. For those who aren't doing the expedition, you can just portal there, as it's in Euclid, so not tricky at all. First up is from the Expo. If you have completed the Rendezvous 3 milestone, then you absolutely have the space station to get this multi-tool in your teleporter list. It's something Hello Games implemented years ago to ensure people didn't lose the main expedition systems as they continued. Before doing anything, however, ensure you have multiplayer turned off, as if it's on, someone else may get the tool before you, and if it's off, then you are the only one in the instance, so there are no worries. Use the teleporter in any base, freighter, station or the anomaly, and under space stations it'll have Uzneta 5, and if it doesn't, then you are either in Uzneta 5 station already or you have yet to complete Rendezvous 3. If you have not and don't intend to do the Beachhead expedition but want this multi-tool, you'll need to portal here. If you haven't learned the portal glyphs for using portals yet, then here's a video for speedily obtaining them all. Though you may wish to obtain them with a longer but overall more efficient way through the Purge mission, which you'll need to eventually complete anyway in order to access purple systems. This video here goes over all of the requirements for doing that. There are a few ways to go about finding a portal, but I'll just mention one now. Buy the 4th planetary chart down at a cartographer in any station. This is the purple map. Buy 3 of them to ensure you get what you need. These cost 1 navigation data each. As well as the maps, you'll also want either a Viking dagger, Korvax casing or Gek relic, dependent on the race of the system you are in. You can buy them from any trade post in the respective races' systems. With the 3 maps and the offering in hand, use the charts until it gives you a waypoint for a monolith. Using the chart within a planet's atmosphere will ensure you get the waypoint on that planet, and so generally the portal on that planet too. Using the chart in space will give you the waypoint on the second closest planet to you. Head to the monolith and choose the option to find a portal ley line, which will cost the offering. This will give you a waypoint to that planet's portal, and yes, that means each planet only has one, but also every planet does have one. At the portal, you'll need to recharge the DHD to use it for the first time. This also may reset over time. It just requires some resources, so make sure to mark the portal if you leave it. Also, I would highly recommend you put a base here. You won't need to upload it or anything. Portals have a blocking system anyway that will largely block bases around portals from being shown to other players. But having a personal portal base in each galaxy you frequent, so Euclid and Isentum especially, is very useful. With the portal prepared, you can now dial the address on screen. Before going through, be sure to turn multiplayer off. Multiplayer will mess with the multi-tool procurement and likely prevent you from getting it. Time to step through and travel to the Uzneta 5 system. If something has gone wrong and you aren't seeing what I am on screen, you should go back through and redial. Also check you are in the correct galaxy. You can check that on the galactic map. Remember, you need to be in Euclid. This is the starting galaxy. The tool itself can be found in the space station. You won't need to and shouldn't reload after getting here. You'll find the alien pistol in the multi-tool cabinet in the station facing the runway. If for some reason it isn't showing the alien pistol, then just reload at the station and it should be there. The supercharged layout is not at all perfect, but having a line of 3 is pretty dang great, and will allow for some very powerful layouts, especially considering how easy this is to get. The damage bonus is pretty much the cap for an alien type at 35%. The only way you are getting a higher damage bonus is if you get an S-Class Sentinel or staff weapon, which can go as high as 50%. Now I mentioned it may not be the alien, and if you want the alien to just save and reload while inside the space station. I won't go into detail on how this works today, but by loading in on the planets in the system, then returning to this cabinet, you can change what model and type is available. The class will be S and the supercharged slots will be in the same place regardless of the model and type. The bonuses it'll have are specific to type, as are the aesthetics of the tool. The other available models of note are an experimental pistol for reloading on the Hyperborean planet. This is the planet you arrived at when portaling in, so if you want the experimental you can just save and reload upon exiting the portal, then fly up to the station to collect it. The other option is a starter pistol, gained from reloading on the desolate planet, Huela Maeb. This is a low stat bonus basic pistol type, but it has a core design that is similar to experimental but thinner and smoother. If you care about stats overall, go for the experimental for mining and the alien for damage. Otherwise, any of them will be good enough for your play, if you like its looks. The other three are basic rifles. Their stat bonuses will be pretty awful, so I'd say only get them if you like the look. It will cost you a few million units to buy, but that is pretty easy to get. Firstly, if you did the expedition, then you have or have used the 5 distress signal maps. One of the markers they give is a standard crash ship site. It is very likely that this one crash ship will give you enough when scrapped in a station to pay for this multi-tool. Another option is to farm a few corvette ship parts from a planet with salvageable scrap. Getting a few million is very quick doing this. Alternatively, here is a guide for the peak broken as hell method for hitting the unit cap in a few hours for those who just want to not have to worry about units again. Now, as for layouts, I have a few examples here. I have them exposed so that you can see the supercharged slots here, and I'm going to show you how to best do this with the Boltcaster, because this is better for Boltcaster than the other ones. You want to have this not in a really important part, but you do want it supercharged because it's still the main module, whereas the Pulse Spitter, you would, and any other weapon for the multi-tool, you would want them to be in a cube with the 3 strongest upgrades. So essentially for the Boltcaster, you want to use this one that's on its own for the Boltcaster core module. That's because it's the lesser bonus, so it's going to lower adjacency bonuses if you put it in a cube with stuff than if you had one of these greater modules in the cube. So you want to put that one there in the separate one. If you want to utilize all slots, of course. Then you would put any of these 6 modules, so these are S and X class ones. These are basically the ones that you buy from a space station, the normal Boltcaster upgrades. These, the Sentinel Forbidden multi-tool ones, so the Sentinel class ones that you get from the salvage class. You want to make sure all of these have fire rate. That's the main thing, because fire rate is by far the most powerful here, especially with adjacency because it's cumulative. If you want to know more about why cumulative and multiplicative is just so much more powerful, then I'd recommend you watch the adjacency bonus video. But for this, just know that you want fire rate on all of them. Originally, the S-Class one that was here didn't have fire rate, so I used the X-Class one I had, and that gave me fire rate, so perfect. So provided all of these have fire rate, the ones to choose to put in these should basically just be the ones that have the most stats. This one has 4 stats, that's how simple we go in here, and this one has 4 stats, so we put all 3 of those in there. These will just go here. You just want to make a cube then. The closer and more compact it is, the better the adjacency bonus is for the fire rate. These 2, you just want to make sure they are both touching these, like these 6, anywhere. If you want to slightly increase it, because shots per burst might do something, but I'm not convinced it will. Recoil and burst cooldown are reductive, so they won't gain anything from adjacency specifically. Obviously, if you put them in a supercharge, it would be, it'd be a waste of a supercharge. The only way this can possibly gain anything is from the additive shots per burst, which is only 1. So it's going to gain basically nothing. But if you really want the min-max best, then you would want to put this here, because it's getting a lesser bonus from that, a greater bonus from that, and then put this one here, because then that's gaining a bonus from that, and this is still imparting its bonus to this and that to that. So that will give you your best shot at just having a simple, pretty min-maxed Boltcaster layout for this particular weapon. And then if you want a quick layout for any other weapon, make a cube with the 3 upgrades and the core module, prioritizing the core module for the supercharged, and then your best upgrade for the other one. And then have any blueprint upgrade that you have touching the core module, because this will gain bonuses from this. And the reason you really want the core module, not only does it have all of the stats, have like 11 stats, but it has the primary damage stat, which is additive. So where like this has 2% damage and the Boltcaster has like 2 to 3 damage, small percentage of that 2 to 3 is nothing, whereas this will have like the 180 for the Boltcaster, so 2 to 3% of that is actually just basically another damage module. If you have any questions, please ask them below. Me or someone else watching should definitely be able to help there. And that is your lot. If you have any further questions, please whack them below, and a special thank you to Darth Tretton, who mentioned this multi-tool in my stream chat on Sunday. Peace.